There we go.
That intro will always live in our memories, at least.
Yeah.
Although
That's right.
people can't watch it.
Everybody missed out on that. Even the devil wasn't up in time for that one.
Exactly. Chad, what episode is this, Chad? Fucking haircuts.
Wasting no time. Episode number 154 of SlapperCast, ladies and gentlemen. We are graced with the presence of Heide Riggs this morning, or this afternoon.
Hi.
There she is.
It's good to see you.
Heidi.
Hi. Feels like forever since I saw you.
It kind of has.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Been a lifetime. How have you been? How's everything over in Phoenix, Arizona?
Things are good. The weather's nice.
How far are you from Tombstone?
Oh, pretty far.
Pretty far? Okay.
Probably at least an hour and a half, I think.
Well, that's walking distance. We're in Texas.
Right? Okay, so it's really close.
Yeah. So, yes, let us introduce Heidi. Heidi has been, we've known Heidi since, Chad, what year?
I would say
Chad, what year is this, Chad?
I'm guessing it was 2011, I think, when we met you at Rosie McCafferty's. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
In Phoenix, Arizona?
Yep.
Yeah, and so we've known you since then, and we've kept in touch, much to your chagrin, Heidi. But we've then last year we got to finally got to bring you out and took you up to Dallas and to Oklahoma, which friends don't really do that to friends, but
It was great.
luckily, no, it was very fun. You were a great sport, and we all we're extremely giddy about bringing you back, which is why we have you on SlapperCast today to announce that the wonderful Miss Heidi Riggs is going to join us for the 2 weeks of Paddy's Day.
Yes.
Yeah. Excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Me
So
too.
can you tell us a little bit about your just about you and how you ended up in Phoenix and why you're the best fiddle player around?
Well, let's see. Okay, so we moved from Colorado to here when I was 5. So I grew up here. I've been here forever. And,
10 years.
10 years and counting.
Yeah.
And I met you guys at Rosie McCaffrey. So I had started into Irish fiddle playing probably just a couple years before that. A band here had asked if I would try it, and I said, sure. Before that, I was doing all classical. But I loved it, and I like playing with bands, and I enjoy it much more. I adore the symphony, but I like not to be sitting in a chair with a straight face all the time. and I love the Irish music. I've gotten more and more into it, as I go along. And so, I have been in Arizona forever, and I've been in and out of Arizona for different music things, but nothing quite as fun as hanging out with the Blaggards and playing your set. I adore it. I loved you guys when I met you, and I'm glad we kept in touch.
Nobody's happier than we.
Yeah, that weekend in Oklahoma was great fun. That was
Which
very,
incidentally,
very cool.
Steve Campbell, the head guy, the owner of the festival, he called again and he asked if we can do it again. So,
oh, great!
Just saying,
Very cool.
Great.
Anybody wants to hang out in a field for 3 days and sweat?
As long as he keeps that huge ice chest, next to the stage, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm surprised that thing lasted 10 minutes out there. That was the hottest 150 degrees I've ever.
I think so. Yeah.
Oklahoma heat is way different than Texas heat. I don't know what it is, but every time I play Oklahoma and it's hot, it's just a weird, different kind of hot. Like it's like oppressive.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Weird.
really taken aback being from Phoenix and
Exactly.
how hot it is here. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe how hot this feels. Like I should have been able to handle that if it was anybody. But it was hot.
It was warm.
Yeah, I didn't think numbers went that high in Oklahoma, but there again, I'm wrong. Which actually, Chad, can you edit that part? We can't have that.
It's temperature, not IQ, Patrick. That's the deal.
Oh!
Yeah.
See,
Thank
you, Eric.
Kind of a sliding scale. Like the hotter it is, the more, the less teeth and the dumber they are.
All right. Marker.
Mark.
So are you playing right now, Heidi? Are you playing any music right now in Phoenix?
Yeah, just some freelance gigs. So I am doing some of the Irish sessions, the traditional ones, and then working with a small trio here that's really fun. And then I have a country corporate gig coming up, and just different. Will you come play this solo type of thing? So yeah, just some random freelancing, but it's fun. It keeps me busy.
Can you tell us about your book?
Oh, my book. Yeah, so that I wrote during the pandemic because I finally had time to do something like that. But it's mostly geared towards people that are interested in being a crossover player. So they already have training, they can already play the violin, and they're interested in trying a style. And so it's interesting with Irish music. It wasn't ever written down originally, and then people have made transcriptions of just the melody. And the catch for a lot of fiddle players or violinists are, how do I make it sound Irish? They can read the notes on the page really simply, but how do I make that style pop? And so that's the tricky thing. It's not meant to be learned from music on a page. It's meant to be learned by ear and playing a lot with others. And so it's hard for violinists that are classically trained, used to reading music. Everything's on the page for them. They get really stuck, which is what I ran into when I started. And so it's kind of like a little guide of certain tips on how you get away from that page and play it in that traditional style. And it has little notes about my journey along the way from going from classical to that. So yeah, that's what my book is.
Is it like a method book or?
Not really. So it has about 13 of the most popular tunes and then a couple of my favorites. And it does have the sheet music, either from session.org or that I transcribed myself, and it'll have like style notes to the side. The original version of the book is an ebook. So if you're an Apple user, you can click on a little sound icon and hear it being played. So you can kind of go from that page to what it should sound like. Because none of those notes, you can't even really write those notations down, for the different ornaments or the different, what you would do with the bow. So yeah, it's kind of instructional, but not exactly. It's more of like, kind of bridging that initial gap that they run into with, well, how do I make those notes sound Irish? And, if you play in 6/8, you don't emphasize beat one. You never do that in Irish music, but they don't understand that without hearing it. So the purpose of making it an ebook with those audio clips was so that they could hear it, right off the bat. And I don't know. It had some success, when I was promoting it. Now it's kind of been to the wayside, but I did present it to the education system here, and I did a couple like master classes for a youth symphony and one at ASU. So it got out there, and I made a education version for teachers to use. So it's been fun.
Excellent. Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. That you took the time to do it, and B, that in our line of work, it's incredibly important. We're definitely not a trad band. There's no such thing as we don't have one traditional tune that we stick to. But the other thing is too, when we run across quote unquote violin players, I can play that, and it's just, it doesn't fit. That's the square peg in the round hole thing, and it's so I could be being a complete pedestrian when it comes to reading music, any kind of music theory. It's so glaring when you hear that player playing that. I recognize the tune, but it doesn't fit with what
Yeah.
the lilt of the tune, if you will.
Right.
But yeah, so maybe Uncle Chad will put that in the link. We can put the book in the
Oh, thank you.
Indeed,
show notes.
I'll see if I know anybody at Hal Leonard or Alfred and see if that's something they might be interested in.
You know what? I did pitch it to them, and I got a response. And they have so many Irish method books that they weren't really interested in. The format that it's built in is hard for them to.
Dirty fuckers.
They want it in a printed, published, bound format, and I didn't want it to be like that. It was originally meant to just like everybody on the internet during the pandemic could be on an iPad or iPhone and use it, and then I made the teacher version so they can print it out, but it's still, yeah. So, I mean, they were responsive, but they couldn't use it. But thank you, I appreciate that.
No
Char
worries.
music did pick it up, and Char music is like the
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like the Fender of violin and string stuff. So I was very complimented by that. That was
That's
cool.
great. Cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
So,
I was
so a question we ask everybody is if you could kill a celebrity with your bare hands, who would it be? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't even know.
No, they won't let me ask that question. Chad's probably got to edit it out. I keep asking everybody, but
You almost answered it. That would not be good.
Just answer it. We'll put a marker there. So
I'm not a
I
fan of
love
Tom
it.
Cruise.
What?
I'm not a Tom Cruise fan.
Who's that?
Who is?
Let's take that
Is he
out.
a singer?
you could take him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He only comes up to your kneecap, and that's in heels.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, you got him.
Yeah.
But he is involved in an incredible religion. If you want to join,
Yes, that is true.
yeah, Ron. Ron is my hero. But moving on away from Ron. So how's Phoenix? Yeah, how's Phoenix doing right now? Is besides are the bars open? Are they booking shows? Are they?
Yeah, there is a lot. They're kind of back to normal in like the bar scene in the venues. Some of the venues, like the bigger venues, like the MIM or, those places, they do require certain like vaccine cards and things like that. But all the bars are open. Live music's been happening for a while. The Irish bars are still kind of struggling to come back compared to our country, scene.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard.
Yeah, and then there are some of the bigger things are still getting canceled. I had a corporate gig last week or the week before that canceled because of COVID. So there's still a lot of cancellations.
Yeah.
But the bars, you can find live music and go there.
And are you playing in any of the? I mean, are any of your you play in the country band? Is that just corporate or is that bars?
That isn't really bars anymore. Occasionally a casino, some private parties, but no, I haven't done any of the bar bands since I think last November, so almost a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of not ideal if you want to stay healthy.
Yeah.
You got a point.
Yeah.
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 Did. But do you remember how we got in touch with you initially back in 2011 or whenever it was?
Okay, so you
was
guys
it a MySpace do you think?
I don't know. After we met at Rosie's, MySpace, I don't know. I think it was Facebook.
Was it Facebook?
Yeah, it had to have been because I don't think I was on MySpace. Yeah, I think it was over Facebook, and then I think we just followed each other and like here and like there. And I remember you asked me a couple times if I could, play, and I think those few times didn't work. And then finally, last March, maybe end of last February, Patrick reached out again, and I said I can do it this time. This time I'm good to go. And then everything shut down. 2 weeks later?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, wait again.
Yeah, that's Eric's story. Eric's like, yeah, this is great. Full calendar. Come on. Oh, hey, go home. Okay.
Yeah.
And yet here we are.
Yeah. So we're lucky enough now to have you come back in for the 2 weeks of Paddy's, and I'm still in the process of lining up all the shows, but the ones that we're extremely excited about are Kessler Theater in Dallas and the Heights Theater here in Houston. We've been fans of the Room for a long. Actually, Chad's the only one who hasn't been to a show there, but it really is. It's state of the art, and we're just so excited about that. We're of course, I'm so excited as I've already written out the set list for both of them. I'm kind of working on some. We can't make it easy on you, Heidi. So I'm going to throw in some new stuff and just and again, I have to say too, we were blown away when we actually got you in. So rewind back to 2011. You came out to the show and you sat in with us, and I was just so impressed with rhythmically how you were able to just step in there, because it's not an easy band to play with or even follow, or even if you know this stuff, it's kind of hard to stay on. But we were impressed with your notes were good, the intonation was great, the rhythm was good, and then that's why we knew that we could take you sight unseen, so somewhat, to come in. And so we had spoken a couple of times. I believe it was twice now that we canceled you, because it was it looks like it's gonna go again. We booked everything and had you planned for you to come in, and canceled that. And so I think it was the third time that we actually came. When it came to pass, and I remember talking to you, and you were like, "Yeah, I kind of believe it when I see it." Luckily it wasn't us. It wasn't our us canceling shows or anything. It was the scene. But going forward for this Paddy's Day, this is going to be just a scorcher. It's going to be, we're so excited about it, and we're just really glad to bring you and introduce you to everybody today, and hear about your past and what's coming up and all that. But you've got that stain on you now that it doesn't erase, it doesn't go away.
Well, I can't wait. It looks like both theaters look really impressive and looks very exciting. I can't wait. It'll be a really different St. Paddy's Day for me.
Yeah, for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. So
there's a ton of shows. There's a ton of shows on the docket right now, but we still even have more coming. So
very cool.
So is Rosie McCafferty still there in Phoenix? Is it still exist?
It is still there. Yeah, they're struggling to bring a lot of live music back. So hopefully that will pick up soon. But yeah, they're still there. They're still there. Still my favorite Irish pub in Phoenix.
It was a cool place. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was it
strange layout?
Yeah, I remember the stage was big, but it was like kind of long and kind of stretched out. Mm-hmm. So we were all kind of separated from each other by like 5 feet or something. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Do you remember were you instrumental in getting us that gig? I can't remember, because Patrick, you were talking with her before that, right? Because we knew you were going to be there, and because you had planned to play 2 songs with us that night.
No, I don't think so. I had never talked to you guys. I was there with friends because I had heard of you. And so we went to see you, and one of my friends told you guys that I play fiddle. And Brandy, I think Brandy was playing with you that night, and she was.
So you borrowed her fiddle? Okay, yeah.
She said, "Here, you can play it." And so I hopped up for a couple songs, and then was giddy and giggly and went.
That's crazy. My memory was all wrong about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know anything before that, so.
Because I even remember what songs they were.
I remember one was Whiskey in the Jar.
Yes.
The other one might have been Drunken Sailor. I'm not sure, but I remember Whiskey in the Jar.
I thought I remembered Galway Girl. I could be wrong.
Maybe.
I was wrong.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Patrick mentioned your timing and intonation and all that stuff. That was immediately obvious when you got up that night. I still remember that pretty vividly. So, anyway.
Well, Eric, what were your thoughts on her timing? Speaking of timing.
You are muted.
All right, I muted myself. How about now? Is this better?
There you go.
Yeah.
Never looked so good. What was the question, Senator?
The question was, speaking of timing, how did you find her timing? And remember, she can hear you.
I thought her timing and her playing was excellent.
Thank you.
And he did.
And I don't say that about anybody, because we all have our own sense of what time is supposed to be. But I think the greatest thing about being at a level like Heide is that when you're at a level like that, if you've done your homework, it's just like dropping a piece in the puzzle and it fits perfectly. There's no worry about maybe it's like, hey, don't forget it goes here this time or it does that this time. But other than that, like knowing the forms and knowing, and like you said earlier, our songs are not the easiest ones to kind of just fall into place. Or, there are some twists and turns. There are some, hairpin turns a lot of times, and timing changes and key changes and stuff like that. So to have someone like Heide just kind of walk in and be like, okay, let's play, just made our jobs a whole lot easier too,
Yeah, absolutely.
The more shows that we did with Heide, it was just like the more we could all relax and do what we do best. which is play the songs the way we play them, and that's a sign of a professional right there.
Exactly.
Well,
my address, my Venmo is at ECH Drum, so you can send me money for all the nice things. I'm kidding.
Well, it's easy to do your homework when you really enjoy the music, and your level of musicianship is incredible. And so I appreciate it, and I love working that hard for you guys because I love the music. So it makes it easy in a sense. I mean, it's work, but when you love the music you're playing and who you're playing with, it really it's a real treat for me. So thanks for that.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because there's been plenty of times I've gotten calls for one-off gigs here and there, and they send you the music, and it's just like, oh. And then it becomes like real work to just to learn the song, then go do the show, and then you can push all that stuff out of your database because you're never going to play it again. Hopefully, knock on cymbal.
Yeah, go ahead, Chad. Go ahead, Eric.
I say, like the Bastard Sons of Johnny Cash. I don't care. I'm going to name them. I thought, oh man, what a cool name, and it sounds like there'd be a lot of fun. And they gave me the music, and I was just like, fuck this gig. That was so lame. And just like, none of this is like the name. You think it's going to be like, rah. And it's just like singer-songwriter singing about Austin. La, 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 la. So stupid.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. And then it's like torture to get through it.
Just to learn the shit. And then we had like a 3-hour rehearsal for an hour gig. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why?
God damn. No. That's not allowed.
Yeah. That was $75 the hard way.
Whoa.
I don't know how many people realize the hours that we put in as musicians to prepare a set. Like it's a lot of time if you want it to sound good. And I don't know if they all appreciate like there's a lot of kind of unpaid work that you're just doing because you want to be good. You want to kill it. And so when it's a bad gig, it's like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when you show up unprepared, not only are you saying, I don't give a fuck about the club or the people coming to see it. I don't care about the band. I don't care about the music. So there's so many things. But when you and I don't care. I don't care if it's a small pub or a big theater or a stadium. I don't care what it is. They've got to leave there knowing that you're serious about your craft and whatnot. But yeah, too many club owners do not, or even promoters, which is to me is the biggest sin. The promoter that doesn't really care for music but books it all over the country and doesn't give a damn about anybody, who's what product they're putting in there. As long as there's a tick in a box, as long as that box is crossed off and they get their 15-20%, they're laughing and they don't, So yeah, it's painful. It's painful to see that and to play under those conditions. But it's just kids, do your homework and. just and if you don't like what you do, then get a fucking job. You don't have to. You don't have to play country and western if you don't want to. I promise you, there's more to. Our friends over at Turn 2 Productions are saying, man, the country guys are doing really well right now. I said, yeah, I know, but do you know what they have to play every night? I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So, it's tough. But anyway, listen, it's Friday. It's Tuesday. Whoops. Everybody's got a ton on their plate. I've got a lot of clubs to call back, and I hope you're going to get a rest when you get back to Phoenix after our Paddy's run, because it's going to be. We got a lot of shows. So.
Oh, nice. That's great. Good news.
Yeah. Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun, and like I say, we'll put the link to your book in here. We're also going to be talking about our upcoming shows and whatnot. We'll we'll have Heidi's bio and whatnot. And just for anybody in and around the Houston, Dallas area in Paddy's Day, I would just urge you right now, get your tickets to the Kessler and to the Heights Theater. So it's Kessler on Paddy's Eve, and then Paddy's Day, Heights in Houston. And we also did you like our Blaggards coffee, Heidi?
I
I didn't get
do.
a
I
chance.
love the coffee. Yeah.
Good, because we're going to be that's what's going to fuel us for the for the week.
Yes. You have to have lots of coffee.
Yes, indeed. Well, listen, say hi to the guys, and we will chat soon. Hopefully, have you back on here before you come out. But it's always a pleasure, and I can't wait for people to come meet you and see you play, and going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and I hope you enjoyed meeting Heidi. And we'll all chat soon. Do you like Eric's haircut? Eric, did you get your haircut?
I did.
Oh, look at that!
I gotta fix it though. It's all whatever. It's fine.
It's good.
Bye.
See you next week.